Hey guys, welcome back. Simple cakes or simple recipes are my absolute weakness. This avocado cake is a perfect example of how baking can be still quick and loads of fun. You look at avocados, interesting, inviting. You buy them and you leave them for a few days and they become overripe. And you end up making a dip with them. But I want to show you what you can do with this healthy ingredient. So let's get cooking. We start off making the avocado loaf cake by first making the buttermilk. You can buy ready-made buttermilk, or in milk you add a couple of spoons of white vinegar and stir it together. This curdles the milk slightly, makes it slightly thick, and the buttermilk is done instantaneously. Now for the star of the dish, which is the avocado. With a sharp tip of a knife, take a ripe avocado, or raw avocado will not taste nice, will have no flavor to it. So a ripe avocado is very important. With the tip of a knife, make crisscross patterns in the flesh of the avocado. That helps it to spoon out very easily with a spoon. So instead of actually cutting or peeling an avocado, you just spoon out the avocado, just the flesh, and it doesn't become messy at all. Also, because the avocado is nice and ripe, it has a very good flavor. It's got a lot of natural fat into it. It makes the cake quite nice and rich and dense, and has a very nice luxurious buttery feel to the cake. Once the avocados are done, squeeze in lemon juice. Not too much, just a quarter of a lemon is more than enough. A citric like a lime or a lemon always works very well with avocados. It cuts down the fatness of the avocado and gives a very nice tang to the dish. Now, because there is no liquid or moisture being poured into the blender, it will not be a very fine paste, but just a coarse mixture, and that is perfectly okay for the cake. You just want to make it into a thick, coarse mixture. Once it is blitzed together, you open a food processor and you look at the color. Look at that. That is such a nice, vibrant green color. That is rich avocado color. Moving on to the chocolate, I am using a vegan white chocolate here. This cake can easily become a vegan cake if you substitute your buttermilk with coconut milk. It will work perfectly fine. But the vegan white chocolate is a great combination to the cake. It gives it the richness this cake deserves, the luxurious feel, the mouth feel, the buttery feel of the chocolate, and the avocado really works extremely well. And avocado and white chocolate is a great combination. High in fat content, but very delicious. The white chocolate chopped. Moving on to the batter. Pour in olive oil. You can use coconut oil if you like, but that has a very strong flavor, and sugar. This is an egg-free cake, so hence we use oil in that. And like you do a normal cake, you beat your egg and sugar together. The same way we beat the oil and the sugar together. Now the sugar will not really melt off as such, but it will become slightly softer to handle. It will be slightly grainier, but once you cook the cake, it will be perfectly okay. Then we pour in our buttermilk. A teaspoon and a half of vanilla extract. Vanilla tastes quite good into cake and works extremely well with avocados and with white chocolate. We spoon in the avocado paste and look at the colors. It is already looking so nice. Look at the lovely green. It will become lighter as we whip the batter together. With the electric whisker, mix it all together, and when you whisk it all together, the avocado breaks down further and it will get a creamy light green mixture. Then we sift in our all-purpose flour or plain flour along with some cornmeal or polenta. This polenta gives a very nice flavor and a kind of a granular feel to the cake. Baking powder, baking soda, a tiny amount of salt. Salt in cakes or in desserts works like magic. Always add a small quantity or a little pinch. Sift in the flour into the liquid. Now as you sift in the flour, the impurities, if any, are taken away, but it also makes the flour slightly light. It aids it gently. Then with a spatula, you mix it all together. You fold the flour into the liquid and form a batter, a cake batter. And lastly goes in the white chocolate, which gives it a very nice flavor and richness to the cake. And look at the colors. It is a vibrant green color, but this is a raw batter. The color will change when you finally bake the cake, but that is perfectly okay because the interior, when you slice the cake, is going to have the rich green color to it. Line a loaf tin with butter paper, but first grease it with little oil. The oil helps the butter paper to stick together on the sides and at the bottom of the loaf tin. Also grease the butter paper on the inside where you're going to pour the batter. Now by greasing it, you actually make it like a non-stick. So when you pour in the batter, the cake does not stick to the paper or to the tin when it is cooked and when you demold it. Spoon in the vibrant green avocado cake mix into the loaf tin. All of it, yes, all of it goes in. It's perfect to make a medium-sized loaf for a family. There we go. Look at that. Isn't that color gorgeous? It is just so stunning. Lightly flatten the batter in the loaf tin, and that goes into oven, in a preheated oven always, to bake. Once the cake is baked, it'll have a nice golden crust on the outside, and the best way to check it is by actually pricking it with a skewer or with a thin needle, and if it comes out clean, the cake is done, which it is in this case. Lightly cool the cake down and transfer the cake to a wire rack. Tap on the loaf tin and demold it from the loaf tin and remove the grease-proof paper, and what you get is the wonderful avocado loaf cake. Slice the cake, and as soon as you slice the cake, you realize that it is slightly crumbly because there is no eggs in it. They've got polenta, and that's perfectly okay. That's the beauty of the cake. It gives a very nice texture, but look at that color. The center of it is such a nice, rich green color, and the smell of the avocados, it is so nice with the cake. It's just a combination which works extremely well. So this is my avocado cake loaf to be enjoyed with some tea. Bon appetit.